Vladimir Putin and Bashar al-Assad. Two extremely similar people. Both came into power in the same year. Both are absolute dictators. Both have bad personalities and a low-level sense of reasoning, and act like egotistic teens. This may be the main reason which has led to their recent falling out. However, the Russian government should not take a stronger stance against Assad's regime in Syria. The first reason is it hasn't worked in the past, therefore it cannot work now. Second, it is costing allies and decreases Russia's stance as a global power. The third reason being that there are no benefits for Russia, especially in the long term, and in fact may cause blowback. Now, firstly, Russia has been in a similar position before, except that time with Afghanistan. According to Al Jazeera, on October 29, 2015, the resemblance between the situation now and then is impeccable. The invasion of Afghanistan claimed the lives of at least 15,000 Soviet soldiers, mostly conscripts in their late teens or early 20s, and left tens of thousands wounded and psychologically traumatized. Needless to say that this did do a number on Russia, and in the process there were absolutely no significant benefits, therefore showing that in the past their quagmire with Afghanistan has not led them to anything that has helped them now. The same exact thing is happening with Syria. Even though there may be conflicts, Russia has to look at the bigger picture. The only thing they can do now is lose, and those things that they lose are lives. We cannot go down the same path again, especially when we have just gone down it. Now, secondly, Russia's quagmire in Syria has cost allies, not only the lives of their own people. Furthering its position in Syria, whether through troops but mainly airstrikes, will make more countries depend on them in the long run. However, this causes a position which they have no way out of. As empirical evidence shows, airstrikes usually have a tendency to crash and burn. Bad pun intended. According to Brookings, January 7, 2016, there is no chance of creating anything resembling a victory in Syria, especially after the airstrikes. It would not be able to cover up a setback such as that of the airstrikes in the future. Thus, this may harm relations with other countries and possibly harm Russia's position and reputation as a global power, as they now seem that they actually experienced a failure, and as a result, Russia will not have the same amount of power. Now, the third reason is probably the largest, in that Putin is highly underestimating the blowback of intervening in Syria. According to Business Insider, on October 25, 2015, fighting with Assad, even if they were to win, would create a power void. This would be another big point, which is the power void may lead to the increase of power of organizations such as the Islamic State. One of the key strategic goals of the Russian operation in Syria is to stop it to stop the intervention of the Islamic State before it opens a second front in Tajikistan. However, the problem is by going against Assad, you are simply helping the Islamic State remove Assad from power. As a result, the Islamic State may have an increased chance of taking power in Syria. Many countries currently are also too fragile, and by underestimating the dangers of the long-term, blowback will occur through intervening in Syria. Russia must realize these fears in order to prevent it in the future. The biggest problem today is not Assad, even with all his conflicts and problems. The biggest player today is the Islamic State, and that is what Russia, as well as many other countries, must focus on. Though Assad may have caused conflicts with Russia, the biggest player today is the Islamic State. Thus, Russia needs to get its priorities straight. For the following reasons, one being, it hasn't worked empirically. It has cost Russia allies and will continue to cost it allies and also decrease its stance as a global power. And third, that it has actually no benefits for Russia and may cause blowback. Russia should not take a stronger stance against Assad regime in Syria. As awful as Assad may be, their priority is the Islamic State and its powers. That should not come at the extent of anything, including going after Assad, much less going into war in which Russia cannot win.